Hey friends, Lucian here with the Bullish Bears team. Wanted to make this video on how to buy shares of a stock. The first thing that you want to do if you're brand new to trading is choose a trading broker. Now there's a lot of different brokers out there. There's TD Ameritrade, E-Trade, Interactive Brokers, TradeStation, just a whole bunch of them. And each broker has their own positives and negatives. There's not a perfect broker that's out there. TD Ameritrade, they're a really good broker overall if you're looking to do, basic trading of stocks, options, casual futures. They're really good overall as a broker. But then you have other brokers out there that are specialty brokers that are good for specific niches, like if you're really going to be heavily trading futures or heavily trading options or day trading, then you'd want more of a specialized broker in those instances. You can check out our website at bullishbears.com. We have a bunch of different reviews on all the different brokers, all the major brokers, and their positives and negatives. The next thing that you want to do when you choose the broker that you want to go with is open an account. It's like a little bit of a cumbersome process, not too bad. It's your typical generic, questions that they ask. So I kind of advise people when they're brand new, it kind of stinks. You shouldn't have to do this, but you almost have to lie a little bit to get approved for accounts with pretty much most of the brokers. So like with things like options and futures, if you have zero experience trading options or futures, they'll ask you questions of your previous experience. Don't lie and say, oh, you have a ton of experience, but you got to choose answer the questions of like, you maybe have, 2 or 3 or 5 years experience. You have to do that. It's just part of the regulation process of getting approved. So a lot of times people will open an account and they'll get rejected right off the bat if they're looking to trade things like options or futures or in general. So when you're applying for an account, it's silly that you have to answer this way, but you kind of got to lie to get through it with a lot of the different brokers. So if you get rejected the first time, no big deal. You can go back, reapply, you re-answer the questions. They kind of coach you on the phone if you talk to customer service. They kind of, talk in code, but that's what you got to do. So, it's some yes and no questions. It takes a few minutes, and then sometimes it takes a day or two to get approved, and then you're ready to go. The next thing you want to do after you've been approved is fund your account. Now, how much should you put in your account? Well, that's relative to the trading style that you're looking to do. If you're looking to be a very active day trader, then you want to have at least $25,000 in your account to avoid the pattern day trading rule. If you have less than $25,000 in your account, you can only make 3 day trades within a 5 calendar day period. So that's if you want to be a very active day trader. If you're looking to do anything casual and options or buying shares of stock, if you're looking to get started, you can have a small account. You can have a few hundred up to a few $1,000s if you're looking to just kind of slowly grow an account or, trade options, stuff like that. Anything up to like, $2,000 to $5,000 to kind of get started. Yeah, you at least want to have a couple $1,000 to $5,000 to start trading because you want to be able to make money. If you have a very small account, you can trade. It just takes a little bit of time to get going. So my advice would be to save some money up and don't, it's easy to kind of start with a very small account and just blow it up very quickly because you're anxious to get started. So, fund your account. Again, there's not an exact amount that you have to put in. It all depends what your trading style is. But the next thing you want to do is find a stock that you want to buy, right? So if you're buying shares of a stock, you choose a stock like Apple or Facebook or whatever your stock is. Again, choose whatever the stock symbol is. And then next thing you want to do, it's very important, is map out support and resistance levels. That is super important to do. That is basically showing your entry and exit levels. You're determining them ahead of time so you have a plan prepared before you enter the trade, right? You don't want to create your plan when you're in the trade. You want to have it before you enter into the trade. Next up, you want to enter your order. You can do market orders or limit orders. We recommend limit orders. That's entering into a stock and exiting a stock at a specific designated price. Market orders fill at market price. It's okay to do market orders if you have a very, very tight bid-ask spread, 1 or 2 cent differential. But limit orders, we highly recommend them just for protection until you get some experience getting in and out of trades. And then what you want to do is sell your order or sell your stock when you see a reversal or when your target is hit. So now let me show you a real world example on how to buy and sell stocks. All right, I'm back looking to get in a possible trade right here. I just bought the ask. You'll see looking price to break above that 1030 with that 1034 high a day resistance. This is silver or AG. You can see a possible bull flag breakout. I hammer off that 9 EMA on a 1 minute. So we'd like to see that. Being careful of this doji on a 5 minute. So I got in at 1030. If price can't get above that 1034, again, that's resistance, I'll consider getting out. But I wanted to show you how to get in on a trade here. You'll see a possible bull flag, or it is a bull flag. Price got above that 1029. Now we want to see if price can go and move up and break high of day at 1034. I'll use a candlestick close below 1025 as my stop area. All right, so you can see price hit some resistance right around that 1032, kind of a shooting star-ish candle. So it hit resistance, came back down. Still moving up. We like to see the nines and these moving average lines kind of pushing up. But now I want to see if price can get above that 1032 level and ideally break 1034, right? So 1034, very important resistance level. Again, support resistance patterns, very, very important to learn when trading. If you don't know how to do that or you don't know what I'm talking about, make sure you head over to our website at bullishbears.com and take our free courses. So when price is riding above these moving average lines, that's a bullish sign. But you can see this high a day doji candlestick right here, that's a resistance level. Price, I want to get above 1034 and ideally continue up. If price can't break above 1034 and it hits a wall, I'll consider getting out on the trade. Or again, depending on your trading style, if I'm looking to just scalp, little scalp up here, that could be a 5-cent scalp. So I might take my profit, look for reentry, or if I wanted to stay in longer, I could use a candlestick close below 1025, this area as my stop, or a candlestick close below the moving average lines. I typically like a very tight stop loss. So if price can't break above 1034 right here, I'll just consider getting it out, taking my profits. It's hitting some resistance at the moment. We have another 20 seconds left to this candle. You can see possible reversal. We want to see a bullish candlestick here. And at the moment, it's hitting resistance, might be coming back down, so I may consider just getting out of this to show you how to get in and get out. So we'll watch and see, kind of a shooting star-ish candle. We'll see, right at resistance. So it still got me in this one, so I'll stay in at it right around this 1032 level. So a lot of times the price will go up, it'll reject, but now I want to see if price can't break it now, it could form tweezer tops. If it does, and it breaks 1034, then I'll consider staying in it there and using 1034 as my stop. So this is a possible tweezer top pattern, maybe showing a reversal. We're going to watch right here and see, let this 30 seconds form on this candle, but price needs to get above that 1034. We like to see that, 1035. Next up, we'll look around 1040 or so as resistance. So I want to see price hold that 1034 level. Right, so I just bought the ask to get in. I could sell the bid to get out whenever I'd like, or sell market if I was trying to panic order and get out, but you ideally don't want to do that, but sometimes you have to. But I use very tight, you can see the spreads on my stocks are very, very tight spreads. So at this point, a new 5-minute candle formation is forming. So a new 5-minute candle, I want price to get above 1035. If it won't, then I'll consider just getting out on this trade or maybe taking a quick scalp on this. The market's a little bit weird today, a little bit funky, but again, I bought the ask to get in. I might sell the bid to get out. Again, that's buying the ask, what the buyers are looking for down here, sellers down here. So I want to see price get above that 1035-ish level. We have another 20 seconds or so left on this candle. I want to see a new high form on this 1 minute. Otherwise, I'll consider getting out. 1040 resistance. There we go. Want to see that new high like that? Like seeing that. 1040 or so, next level of resistance. So I want to see price go and get above that 1040-ish level. Another 2 seconds left on this candle. Showing a little bit of shakiness. I'm going to get out. So I wanted to see price get above here. It's showing some shakiness, getting near resistance, a little bit overextended, but that's how I got in. So I got in at the break of the candle here on this bull flag. Again, newer highs are still being formed. This one could still continue going up, but I just want to show you the process of kind of getting in, riding it up here. Newer highs are being formed. This one's showing a little bit of shakiness now. We'll let this 30-second candle form, but you'll see it's not creating a new high yet. So let's let this candle complete and see. It is bouncing off that 1034-ish level. And another 15 seconds or so on this candle. So you see a new high wasn't formed. That's why I decided to get out. A little bit extended right below that resistance of 1040. And you can see price another 3 seconds or so to form. It's kind of a bearish candle right back down to this 1032. This can bounce and continue to go up. But again, have a trading style, trading plan, stick to your plan. And that was it, right? So buying the ask allowed me to get in right away. But many times if its price moves too quickly, you might miss a fill. Selling the bid gets you out right away, but same thing. You know, sometimes it might be too late to the punch. Market orders, again, they get you to fill right away. You just have to be careful of slippage and being aware of wide bid-ask spreads. I will use market orders at times to get in and get out on stocks that I trade because I use really, really tight bid-ask spreads. So sometimes I'll use that almost like a hotkey. So that's how you basically get in and out of a stock. If you need more help trading, make sure you head over to our website at bullishbears.com and take our free courses. We also have a trade room that we teach you how to do swing trading, futures, day trading, penny stocks, options, all that good stuff. We're basically a one-stop shop in the trading community. So head over to our website at bullishbears.com, take our courses, join our trade room, and give us a try. Again, if you like this video, we would greatly appreciate it if you share it on social media, give it a like, and also subscribe to our channel. So hopefully this video helped you, and we'll see you in our community. Enjoy.